Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome to Manage the Wild podcast. I'm your host, Nick Madsen. Today, we're going to be talking about turkey depredation as the snow is finally setting in and these cold temperatures are really kicking in here in northern Utah. People are starting to experience a lot of what they call turkey depredation. These are turkeys coming into haystacks, and what they'll do is they'll get on top of these small bale haystacks and they'll scratch and they'll rip these haystack bales apart, scratching for seeds and bugs and whatever you can find within them. They're also going to cause turkey nuisance as well, where they come into these urban areas and they are going to destroy your bird feeders, trying to get all the seed. If you have berries left on your trees or those type of things, they're going to come into those areas and they are going to pick them clean, and they're going to be there until they are gone. Oftentimes people get really upset. They'll sit on your railings and they'll just rock back and forth, and I've seen them rip hand railings down. They get up on top of roofs and they will find bugs and they will pick underneath the shingles and they'll start ripping your shingles off of your roof. So there is some damage that they can cause, and there are some challenges. Now, I've been involved in trapping turkeys for about 8 years now, and I have a lot of experience working with turkeys and the different things that are going on. In the video that I have here, you can see it on YouTube. I'm doing turkey releases, and we go ahead into these areas, these urban areas, or even these farms, and we will trap some of these turkeys and we will release them in certain locations. Whatever is designated by the wildlife manager and approved through usually RAC meetings. The one thing that I can tell you is people often have trouble understanding is the turkeys will leave once the food sources are gone. The quicker that you can get rid of the food source, the quicker the birds will leave. So if it's berries on trees, they're going to be there until the berries on your trees or crab apples are gone. If you have bird feeders, they're going to be there until you stop putting seeds or bird feed in the bird feeders. They're just not going to go away. They're going to stay there. You are keeping them there. Also, if you have apple trees or plum trees or those type of trees, they are going to hang around until every last morsel of apple is gone. So if you have apples hanging in your trees that you haven't processed, or if you have apples that you let fall on the ground, they're going to hang there until they are done. What they do is they just move through an area. They are just scavengers and they are looking for food wherever possible. As soon as they find it, they let out a call and they'll bring all the other birds in. So that's why you're oftentimes finding more and more turkeys if you are the type of person who goes out and puts bird feeders out. They are bringing other turkeys. Look, you look at my background. I got one, not a very big one, but it was my first. The other thing to think about is when you are calling for the wildlife agency to come in and help you solve your turkey problem. Oftentimes, the one thing we did notice is the more we trapped, the more birds we brought in. It was kind of a source sink situation where we had a lot of birds in the surrounding areas. The more we trapped, we would draw those birds in. One, we're laying down a lot of feed for those birds. And so you are bringing more and more birds in. And so you're going to have to be tolerant of those birds. If you can be tolerant and remove food sources for just a couple of weeks, then you should be able to do away with your turkey depredation problem, turkey nuisance issue. Some of the challenges people do have, though, is their trees, their roosting trees. If you've got some big willows, then you are just prime for turkeys coming in. We have gone in there and shot cracker shells. Fireworks also help if you have turkeys coming into your area and you have a few bottle rockets. You can use those to help deter turkeys. But the main thing is, if you're going to do that, contact your wildlife agency, get approved to use some of these methods because it is wildlife harassment. And some of the documents that you're going to get from the wildlife agency will allow you to use some of these techniques as long as you are working with them. You can't just go out and like one gentleman, he had a paintball gun, and so he ended up getting a ticket because he was shooting turkeys with a paintball gun because they were sitting on his railing, rocking back and forth. Ended up ripping his railing off of his trailer. So decks and windows are a problem. The main issue that I find that people have with them is the amount of feces they drop or the amount of defecation that they go through. Apparently, it's a lot, especially if you have 300 to 500 birds coming around your house because you have a lot of feed left over from the fall. Then you're going to have a lot of defecation. People don't like walking in it. They track it in their house. One thing is, it is free fertilizer. You can look at it that way. But the turkeys will move on as soon as you remove the food source. Even if you haze, they don't care. They're going to come back because they're hungry. They're looking for food. They're starving. That's why they're there. And so as soon as you remove that food source, they're going to be gone. So next time you have a turkey issue, go ahead, remove all the food sources, start making a little more noise, and I wish you the best of luck. Have a great day. Stay wild.